thing in the company. But overall, in all company, most of the company, you will say, let's say there are 100 companies. So let's say in 100 out of 70 companies, you will see blue team. Okay. 30 company won't be giving security, one of the most important thing. They'll be just dependent on antivirus on their software. So that is funny, but 70% of the time you will see blue team, and rest 30% of the time you will see, let's say, red team. So it's very rare to have a red team, and in red team also there is a catch, and the catch is that many organizations, even the top organization, what they treat like pen testing, vulnerability scanning. Okay, like there are teams which does the pen testing of the product, let's say, or the company organization. They treat those also as a red team, but that is not a red team. Like doing a pen testing on the organization using different kind of uh, hacking tool, let's say, is it's not a red team. Okay, it's all part of blue team actually, to be honest, where you try to know the vulnerability in an organization ahead of the attacker and try to pass that out. So in most of the organizations which I have seen, they actually treat even the pen testing as the red team, and that's where people get confused. But red team is not pen testing. Red team is that you have all the knowledge. Okay, the guy in the red team can do pen testing, they can do vulnerability scanning, they can do social engineering, they can obviously come out with certain imaginative scenario which even the attacker, the real attacker, might have not thought about, and they do that ahead of the attacker. Okay, to know, to kind of test how good is the company in security. So thing is that red team has better knowledge about things, so their pen testing is not regular. They don't do pen testing just to kind of um, see any vulnerability. Once they have got a once they have let's say once they have got a target, let's say the HR team, they then only they will do the pen testing. That will also be decided by them. And pen testing, the only reason for them will be to know what all vulnerabilities are existing on the servers that are under the HR team, let's say, and then they will use those vulnerability to come inside the HR team and perform the attack. Okay, so as I told, so the answer to your question is that basically blue team will be the most seen, red team will be really less. And even if you see somewhere red team, you need to be really sure, is it actually the red team work, or it is again just the pen testing. Okay, and the last thing which you will see in very few organizations right now, it is a purple team. Okay, but thing is that going forward, once you guys do a training, even blue team can kind of have their own virtual purple team inside that, where they what they do is that they plan certain attacks, and members of the blue team itself virtually become a part of, like, let's say, red team and blue team, and they practice certain attacks virtually, let's say, for a week. If you guys also few of the guys might also be kind of have a experience with the CTF, capture the flag. So capture the flag is also kind of certain competitions happening all around the world, which you can kind of become a part of, and have a taste of how red team, purple team, and blue team look like. So I hope I have answered the question. Is there any other questions on this part? Okay, so now I will move ahead and let's see what else I have to discuss. Okay, so now guys, I'll take 2 minutes break. Okay, I'll just kind of have some water, and in the meantime, if you guys have questions, just think about it and kind of let me know once I resume back. So just give me 2 minutes time and I will come back. Okay. Okay, guys. I'll now quickly resume our discussion. And so, do you guys have any other questions before I proceed further? Okay. So I take that silence as no question. I hope I'm able to explain the topics which I have discussed till now properly. So feel free to kind of interrupt and share your feedback anytime. Okay, with me. Okay. So now, thing is that going forward, our objective for this course is basically to understand the blue team in a much better way. Okay. So I'll be now kind of going forward and kind of describing what are the things that happens in a blue team in much more detail. So the first truth that blue team needs to understand is that compromise will happen. Okay. So no matter how kind of good the team is, how good is the security controls of the team, even then the attacker will be able to kind of compromise certain systems or compromise certain users of that company or compromise the network. So this is one of the truth that the every blue team should accept, that compromise will definitely happen. Okay. But the question is how it will affect you. Okay. So how it will affect you, I mean outcome, let's say outcome of that attack. So does the adversary or the attacker uh, get full control of the system, get past the parameter, and is it detected? And does is was the blue team able to detect that? And did the blue team succeeded in completely failing their mission of the attacker? Okay, so that is one outcome that might come out when the compromise will happen, that the team is able to defend them really strong. They're able to kind of flush out the attacker. They're able to kind of not allow the attacker complete their mission. Okay. The next outcome that would be that adversary or the attacker is not detected at all. They run free and they cause huge impact to the organization. Okay. So I'll kind of quickly kind of give a quick kind of what you say, two examples of both the outcome when it can happen. Okay. So the outcome one was that when I told that blue team did a really good work and they were able to detect the attacker. So let's say there was a server running there was a server running uh, in the organization, and let's say there was a vulnerability in that server. There was a certain vulnerability in the server. I will be kind of explaining. I understand the vulnerability term might be somewhat new to a few of the guys over here, but I'll explain that. But let's say there was a way by which the attacker were able to get hold of that server. Okay, and